Hello and welcome back to Single Wheel 5. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Nintendo Switch. For those of you who joined me on stream earlier, the Switch arrived this morning. So let's open the box and have a look at what we get inside. Notice there's no security seal on the outside of the box, so make sure you have your Switch on the inside when you're buying it, so always check it in the store. We have the actual Switch console on the right hand side and the two Joy-Cons on the left hand side, both the left and the right Joy-Con. Underneath the Switch itself there is a little bit of padding, so don't bother with this. Just remove the whole tray to reveal the rest of what Switch has to give you. So we have a load of things. This box is absolutely jam-packed. So here we have the Joy-Con grip. This is not a charging grip, this is just a grip to hold the Joy-Cons together. And then we have the wrist strap with the shoulder buttons for when you have Player 1 and Player 2 controllers. The Switch dock is on the right hand side here, wrapped in both bubble wrap and has this nice case over the top of it to protect it. Then we have the manual, the important warranty information, including a HDMI cable and a very nice power cable as well for the Switch itself. Now the plug is Type C, but it does output two things, so make sure you only use this power cable for your Switch currently. So we have the Joy-Con controller. It's fairly small, not as small as I thought it was going to be. Two shoulder buttons on the inside of the rail. The right hand one will have a camera at the bottom, like so. And holding them on their own like this isn't amazingly comfortable, I have to be honest with you. It's possible to do, but I wouldn't do it personally, I would do something else. Buttons themselves though are very nice to press and very easy to do. Switch itself has a nice plasticky glass on the front, USB Type C on the bottom, kickstand on the back, and the rails where the Joy-Cons slide onto. It's also important to note that underneath the kickstand, which I'll show you later, is the memory card slot. Volume rocker on the top, headphone port, game port, small vent, not a lot of air comes through this so far, but it has only been winter here, and of course the power button, with small vents on the back that really don't get in the way. And there's a better shot of the memory card themselves. So testing out the rails, I'm just going to try them on the grip first. Putting on the grip, it's kind of okay. It's not the most comfortable controller I've ever used. Certainly the DualShock 4 is better than that. And then you use the buttons on the back of the Joy-Cons in order to take it out. Now it also came with some wrist straps, so let's have a look at how they roll onto it. They're a little bit harder to get on, not massively, but a little bit harder to get on. And what they do is enable you to use the shoulder buttons like this, so you can play two-player games with a very, very simple controller. We have the dock itself, fairly sturdy, not massively, but it's okay. This folds down here to reveal the AC adapter, a USB 3, two USB 2s on the side, and you can see how the port is actually protected. So I'm going to stick something in there to show you that you don't need to scrape the Switch around on this port. It actually comes with a nice protector that's spring-loaded. So finally, let's power the device on and have a look. It has a nice reflective screen, and I've put the volume as up as I can get it for the time being. It comes on with a fanfare, and then has you select through your language. Europe, language and location. Then it's going to log on to the internet. So what you need to do is log it onto your Wi-Fi and let it connect. Choose your time zone, connect it to a TV or do it later. There's nothing to set up, all it does is teach you about the dock and detaching the Joy-Con controllers with the button on the back as we've already done so far. Then snap it back down, like so, and move forward with A on the controller. So just to make sure you're using both Joy-Con controllers in this part of the setup. Set your icon and nickname. So once you've set up an account, so you can go through all these, or you can choose from a selection of more with a character or a me. In this case I've just selected a character. I've not actually built a whole me, but you certainly can. Me still exists on the Nintendo Switch. Then we have the sword and shield with the green background is what I'm going to go for. Then enter your nickname. You can use the touchscreen to type, or you can just move around, as so. And you can add more users than one, so it's a multi-user system. Skip through the parental controls, and you are ready to use the Switch. At this point, what we need to do is do two things. One, we need to plug a memory card in. So, opening the kickstand, I'm going to put a 128 gig micro SD, which is pretty insane to me. I never thought micro SDs were ever going to be this big when I was buying the 64 meg ones. So put 128 gig straight into my Switch, close the kickstand, and let's have a quick look at the game cartridge as well. Very large contacts, about a similar size to a PS Vita cartridge, and they do genuinely taste terrible. There's not any clickbait or anything like that, they do taste pretty damn awful. So while we're updating, let's look at all the accessories that I bought with it. So the charging grip on the top right, the Pro Controller at the bottom, and the official case on the left hand side. So inside both the charging grip and the Pro Controller we have a USB A to C cable. The case itself looks pretty nice, and taking out the controllers, well, the Pro Controller feels pretty good. It's not amazing again, but it's much better than the Joycons, and the charging grip itself actually feels a little bit on the cheap side if I'm honest, compared to the grip that comes with it. The case itself has plenty of room for everything, so no need to worry about carrying it around. You can connect neutral controllers to it. I'll take you through the process in a bit. We're just going through the menu: support, flight mode, screen brightness, screen locks, parental controls, internet settings, go through to data management, system memory, and micro SD. User settings, me settings, amiibo settings, all the stuff that you want to go through with Nintendo. I do encourage you to skip the selection screen, it's annoying. I put mine in black mode just to save a little bit of battery and provide more reflection so you can look at me. Change the sleep mode when it's docked to 2 hours, it's my preference, and go through controllers so you can test everything here, disconnect controllers, and you have the TV settings which come more alive when you actually plug it into the TV itself and not just running it from the Switch. System update, I encourage you to do that first and make sure your Joy-Cons are plugged in, that'll be the next screen. Sound, stereo, mono, you've got all these settings, and mute when headphones are disconnected. Absolutely essential for the tablet world. Additional information, turn automatic software updates on or off. What I did is just format the micro SD. It might have done that when I already plugged it in, but I'm just doing it right now, just to make sure. So once you've formatted it, we're ready to start doing things. So let's have a look at the Eshop. We need to sign into our Nintendo account. This is the first time it's going to ask me to do it. Now Nintendo Online is changing, so Nintendo Online is going to become a paid service like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. But we can try the service for free until late 2017, and it'll send you updates about the service of Nintendo Switch. Moving through the eShop, there's plenty of nice animations on this system. They've really thought about how it all fits together. There's a few games on here, not a huge amount, but that's what all the media reports have been saying. There's enough to get by, and let's face it, all you're going to be doing is playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, come on. But the Bomberman game looks pretty good as well, so we'll just type this in with the touchpad screen. And we see it's typical Nintendo pricing of a game. It looks pretty good. So linking the Pro Controller, press the button on the top, and then you press the button on the controller, and it just links. Away it goes. I didn't have to go through any complicated sync process or anything. I was just on this screen and I pressed the buttons. It even caught me by surprise of how easy it was. Joy-Cons, and then you press on the L and R's. So to connect the dock up, dock itself has HDMI and AC adapter. Nothing crazy about it. I didn't plug any USBs in at this point in time. I guess you could though. Plug a memory stick in or something. Maybe in future. And the Switch itself docks in very easily. There's no scraping around, there's no sliding it, hit up and down, try and get it to work. But let's play some games. So this is Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's got a very pretty screen. The screen is a little bit dusty on this, as I've knocked a few things over recently and redone my whole computer, so there's dust everywhere in my room at the moment. But the screen itself looks good. Colours on it are actually very, very good. I'm surprised from a handheld of Nintendo of what we had before with the DS and stuff.
Wake up, Link.
But we're able to actually see the colours. It's very, very good. So Link's in some sort of chamber here. There won't be any spoilers or anything like this. This is just the very, very opening of the game. And all I'm doing at the moment is testing the share feature. So I've taken a screenshot and I'm going to go through and we see it again. We can enter some text. It actually has a full editor sort of thing. So I thought it was quite funny at the time. So I just wrote this in. Selecting a colour you have to do with the actual thing. I wasn't able to just touch. It's a feature they could add later. And then at this point I could just post it to Facebook or Twitter. But at the same time the game's still running in the background. So although I want to post this, I don't have to leave the game at all. So I go into post, and the option to link my social media, such as Facebook and Twitter, and I'm sure more will come in future as well. But again, the game is still running in the background. I didn't have to close anything to do all this, it's still running as it was. With the full screenshot functionality. And yeah, really, that's just Breath of the Wild. It really works well. I've not played much of Breath of the Wild yet, If you like a series on it, you can always let me know. On maybe the second channel, maybe not this channel. But yeah, thank you for watching everyone, and that's the Nintendo Switch. If you've got any questions on the Switch at all, just feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them.